Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon to Madam Pravina
sir.
Behera. Today we are good afternoon. Today we are in the second session of BES-125.
Yes, sir.
Of course, there are only two sessions specified for this particular block because that is of 2 credit course. Today we shall be presenting on different aspects of this particular block, that is subjects in school curriculum. Subjects in school curriculum. Here, a lot of things have been included. I think this particular blog is comprises of 3 units: Unit 4, 5, and 6.
Yes.
Unit 4 is on subject concerns in school curriculum, and Unit 5 is organizing subjects in school curriculum, and the last one is making subject choices. So these 3 important units have been incorporated there in school subjects in school curriculum, and the presentation will be made by Dr. Pravina Behera on these 3 important topics. So you all are requested to listen to the presentation carefully and patiently. And if there is any question, you can ask towards the end. And we'll also take up questions which are there in the chat box. Okay. So now I hand over the classroom to Dr. Pravina Behera for presentation on BES-125 Block 2. Dr. Behera, please take over.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So I have just this PDF, and I will mark it. So good afternoon, all of you. So in this session, we'll discuss about subjects in school curriculum. Yesterday we have discussed understanding knowledge and discipline, what is knowledge and what is discipline, and different approaches of different disciplines. Today we'll discuss about subjects in school curriculum. School curriculum, unit 4, 5 and 6. The fourth unit is subjects in school curriculum. Curriculum is an important part in the school system. Without curriculum, the whole system will be a haphazard process. So there is a much more importance lies in the term curriculum. So we should know that we should first understand that what is curriculum. Before we'll go to the curriculum, we should know that the curriculum determined by the system of the state. If we have a democratic system of state or democratic system of government, we have a democratic system of education, and the type of government determine the type of education. I have just marked the PDF, the important sentences. So we have democracy, we have prevalence of democracy. So we likewise our education is determined or designed. So first of all, we should know what is curriculum, syllabi, and school education. Curriculum and syllabus, they are two different terms. Curriculum, it is a broader term, and you must remember the definition of Cunningham. He said that curriculum is a tool in the hands of the teacher to mold his material in his studio as per his wish. That means curriculum is a material. It is a material in the hands of teacher to mold his material. That means to mold his subjects or students in his studio. That means in the school as per his wish, as per the aims and objectives of the education. So education provide a direction to the whole education system. I have marked that a curriculum is directional in nature. It provides direction to the total educational process that has been undertaken. The process is determined. The curriculum says that what should be the process, what should be the method, what are the aims and objectives of the system, objectives of the education. So curriculum include all the aspects of school education. It covers all aspects of education. It also covers all spectrum, that is from a practical point of view. It covers school education, higher education, technical education, etc. So curriculum is very much essential in the school system. And here, according to National Curriculum Framework and Curriculum Framework for Teacher Education 2009, it elaborates the context, concern, and vision of underscoring teacher education in India. Teacher education has also curriculum framework. A curriculum may also refer to scheme of teaching and learning across grade or classes in a given subject. So every subject has its own curriculum. Curriculum does not mean only academic aspect, but we know that curriculum include both curricular and co-curricular aspects, and it is for the all-round development of the children. So curriculum, we have discussed that curriculum include both curricular and co-curricular aspects. So curriculum goes beyond what is called a course of study. Course of study that is purely curricular in nature. And we know that what is curriculum. That the curriculum is very much important. Both curricular, both academic aspect is there and co-curricular aspects are there in the curriculum, and curriculum provide a direction to the teacher or to the educationist to select their methods and objectives, and also the assessment procedure. Next, this is syllabus. It is curriculum is very broader, but syllabus is very specific in nature. It provides a summary of topics meant to be covered at a certain stage of education. At a particular stage, we have a specific curricular area or academic aspects that is called syllabus. In a particular grade or a particular class, a a specific subject or specific subject matter is taught, that is called a syllabus. For example, in Indian context, syllabus for elementary stage include different, and syllabus for different stages is different from each other. History syllabus is different, geography syllabus is different. So, in the educational context, we understand that a body of knowledge, uh, a specific body of knowledge comprises syllabus. And school subject, school education. School education, next point is school education. School education concerns itself with issues other than that of knowledge. The syllabus education comprises of different body of knowledge. We have different disciplines. It is an amalgam, or uh, it includes various discipline like science, social science, social science, mathematics, language. So there are school education. So curriculum, syllabus, and school education has their specific meaning in school system. Then curriculum, syllabi, and subject and its interrelationship. Curriculum, syllabus, and subject are interrelated with each other. So here curriculum is different in different countries. This point said that, but by curricular context, what actually referred to is social, economic, and political situation in a country, and education provides the means through which such changes would be realized. Therefore, school subjects, syllabus, and curriculum, they are they help in the development of a country, and it is there for the all round development of the child as well as for the social, economic, and political development of the country. So education provides the means through which such changes could be realized. Therefore, curriculum also contains element of vision. So curriculum, syllabus, and subjects, they are interrelated with each other. They uh, Together they provide the base of the human development and also the economical, social, and political development of the nation. So here, national curriculum guideline, framework provides provide us 5 guidelines which are helpful for the um, development of the individual. 5 guidelines are there. It curriculum should connect curricular knowledge to life outside the school, ensure that learning shifts away from rote methods, enrich the curriculum in such a way that it goes beyond the textbook, make examination flexible so that these are integrated with classroom life, and nurture and overriding identify informed by caring concern within the democratic polity of the country. So there are 5 guidelines are there which is followed while drafting syllabus. So while framing syllabus, we should so syllabus has various features that it should connect to the outside knowledge. It avoid rote memorization, then uh, which will enhance the construction of knowledge, emphasize on knowledge construction. uh, it goes beyond the textbook. Examination should be flexible, and there are some scaring concern within the democratic as we have a democratic country, so we must emphasize on our democratic principles also, so that while designing the syllabus, we must emphasize those 5 guidelines. These this is the guidelines are the expression to our social, economic, and political situation of our country, and the curriculum provide it curriculum promote independence of thought and action. The syllabus we are designing, the curriculum we are designing, it must promote independence of thought and action. A child should think independently, think by themselves. Sensitivity to others feeling and well-being, learning to respond to new situation in a flexible and creative manner, ability to work towards and contribute to economic process and social change among school going children. So a curriculum and a syllabus of a specific grade should develop or should promote all these important activity, or incorporate these important aspects within the human child. It must promote independence of thinking. These all aspects are there in the text. So while designing curriculum and syllabus, we must taken into consideration the guideline and the objectives of the curriculum and education. So it promotes, as we have discussed, multiple ways of imagination. The objective behind such curriculum or such syllabus, this is a we can call it epistemological shift. Previously, we have emphasized on rote memorization, but today's world is the world of knowledge. As we have discussed yesterday, that to gain more knowledge, we must develop our thinking ability, analytical or reflective thinking ability, or we have to develop our imagination power. So it should promote multiple ways of imagination. Then conceptual understanding is important for the uh, important aim of curriculum, important objective of curriculum, that it should focus on conceptual understanding, uh, rather than knowing just knowing superficially. We should understand the very concept of any topic or any context. The syllabus, today's syllabus is based on the national curriculum, as said by National Curriculum Framework. Construction of knowledge is important for the validation of knowledge. If you want to have more knowledge, or if you want to develop our understanding, we should develop our own knowledge. We should construct our own knowledge. So multiple thinking or multiple interpretation of a particular context, there is a scope in the curriculum. There should be a scope in the curriculum, that it provide multiple interpretation of the context. It should the assessment also in such assessment procedure also designed in such a manner which develop the ability of knowledge construction within the individual. Then we'll discuss concerns addressed by curriculum, syllabi, and subject with regard to school education. What are the concerns? addressed by curriculum. While designing curriculum and syllabus and subjects, what subjects we are including, we have to include in the school at a different level. We should consider uh, certain thing or certain aspects. First of all, when we design our curriculum, we must know the we must know our system. We must know the world, and we must know our children. The psychological concern is very much important while designing curriculum. Substantially reduce the burden. Learning has become a source of burden nowadays. uh, Learning should not be a burden for the children. It should not be a source of stress on children and their parents. So we must design our curriculum in such a manner that it should be stress free and burdenless. So it is a concern for the curriculum constructor or designer that burden should be, psychological burden or physical burden should be reduced. So we most of the time we see that children are complaining that complaining they are taking so much of books and uh, a huge amount of books to the classroom. This is also um, um, giving stress or create physical harm to the children also. So while it also create psychological burden, too much of workload of too much of tasks given by the school or given in the textbook or the curriculum. It also creates psychological pressure on the children. So while designing curriculum, test constructor or curriculum constructor should concern that burden should be less. Then another point is that burden of incomprehension. Burden of incomprehension was reflected in the examination. In examination, the our assessment procedure or our strategy of assessment is designed in such a way that we have only written examination, and those who have good rote memorization, good memory power, they will uh, on more marks. So it neglect the comprehension of the comprehension ability of the child. So we should modify our assessment procedure also. So nowadays we are switching over to CCA, continuous and comprehensive assessment. This is the good strategy of assessment for the burden uh, free education or curriculum. So here National Curriculum Framework 2005 again emphasized on this issue and directed two immediate remedial measures to be taken up. One of them was to make the textbook interactive, and the second was to allow children to construct their own knowledge and become an integral part of teaching learning process. If the burden, physiological or psychological burden is a issue, then NCF 2005 give two remedial measure, suggest two remedial measure. One is interactive session, textbook should be interactive, and the second is children to should construct their own knowledge. That means in the classroom situation, one thing is textbook. those who are framing or designing textbook, they should emphasize on activity. Activity is the way by which we can make our classroom interactive. So and second thing is the constructs knowledge construction. Knowledge construction is a process, or knowledge construction is a way by which the students or the learner can make their learning meaningful by constructing their own knowledge. They can make their conceptual knowledge, and also they can know that in which area or in which situation they can apply the learning, apply their learning that they are learned in the classroom. So these are the two uh, remedial measures suggested by NCF 2005. So our teaching should be interactive. We should give in importance to our children and their interest. As per their interest, we should uh, uh, make our teaching learning strategy, or we should design our teaching learning strategy. Uh, so there is a example of history by NCF 2005. uh, to understand the concern, he they provide an example of history, the subject history, because history is a subject many of us do not like to learn history. We consider history as a boring subject, but history is such a subject of human development. We should learn the objective of history and the very matter of history. Very important. It is very important for a teacher to provide the knowledge or the subject matter, to teach the subject matter of the history to the student very interestingly, so that because history is the subject which provide the social cultural aspect of our state, and it also develops social aspects, cultural and analytical skills, so that history is very important for the student to learn, and to make teaching history interesting. It is the duty of the teacher to make the teaching learning session should be to make the teaching learning interactive. Textbook often get ocean by stereotypical teaching learning material that we produced, and the method of teaching and teaching learning material also a concern for curriculum, syllabi and school education, because if we uh, provide the teaching learn we do not provide any teaching learning material, or we are uh, uh, adopting the traditional teaching learning method, so our teaching learning process will not be a effective one. So we should adopt a new methodology, innovative methodology, to make our classroom interactive and interesting. Then long syllabi and ever more voluminous textbook also make the subject insufferably burdensome. Long syllabi and voluminous textbook. So so that's why we should adopt reductionist approach, often followed in explaining historical phenomena. We should reduce the pages of the textbook and syllabus. We should what content matter or what subject matter should be introduced or incorporate, which And which subject matter will discard? This is a matter of concern. And then focus should be on enabling the student to acquire a capacity to make interconnection between processes and events, between developments in one place and another, and see the linkage between histories of different group and society. So another thing is that while framing syllabus or while interacting the history syllabus in the classroom, we should focus on the interconnection between processes and event, and between the uh, developments one place and another. So we should interrelate the development of different areas. We should link the histories of different countries. We should at a particular time, what is the status of our Indian education system, and at that period what is the status of American education system. So we should link the concept, we should link the concept within society. We should link the concept between the subject matter of different societies also and different groups also. We should teach how much content or how much subject matter will be incorporated at the primary stage, at the secondary stage, or senior secondary stage. We must follow a psychological principle for incorporating subject matter in the syllabus. So syllabus should not be overburdened. At the same time, we must consider the psychological point of view, how much they grasp at a particular age group, and also providing important concepts which are essential for their social cultural development, for their analytical skill development. At the same time, we consider many aspects of syllabus and many aspects of school education, which will be school curriculum, school syllabus, which will be helpful for the all round human development. We cannot skip one of the aspect. We must taken into consideration their age level, and also the importance of different subject matter. So this is a concern of curriculum. So this is an example of history syllabus. Likewise, other while designing other syllabus or other curriculum of different subjects, we should consider it different aspects. We should consider it different aspects of school education. Also consider the age and psychology of students also. Then we will discuss domains of school subjects. What are the domains of school subject? We have discussed that there is an interrelationship among curriculum, syllabus, and subject areas. They are interrelated to each other. In this segment, we will discuss the domain broadly marked by humanities, social science, and sciences and mathematics. Four divisions are there under domain of school subjects. So broad areas of school education: humanities, social science, science, and mathematics. Two foundation aspects of human existence. One is the core faculties of human mind. Uh, Then second is the empirical need of material life. Humankind has conceived of education. It has recognized two foundational aspects. Human being has two foundational aspects of human existence. First one is core faculties of human mind. Then second is empirical needs of material life. At an existential level, we cannot separate one from another. So that means we need broad uh, subject matter, and also to lead we should have knowledge about different subject matter, and also education should uh, develop such capabilities within the individual which will lead their life effectively. And this domain constitute the base of education. The aim of education at any given time provide us with some answer to this question. We know that NCF 2005 provide 5 guiding principles. uh, According to these guiding principles, we have NCF 2005 also articulate some aims of education, that is building commitment to values of democracy like equality, freedom, justice, concern for others' well-being, secularism, respect for human dignity and rights, as we have a democratic country, and these aims are lies in our constitution. So that we should these values are the lies underlies in the preamble of our constitution. So we should follow, or we should develop these values within ourselves and within the human child. Then developing the ability to work and participate in the economic processes and social changes, as we all are the citizen of our country. So everybody has a responsibility towards our nation, so that so we should develop the ability to work and participate in the economic process. That is all that is the responsibility of each and every citizen. Then providing opportunity to enhance the child's creative expression and the capacity for aesthetic appreciation. And we know that each and every child are unique in nature, so is unique in nature, so everybody has a specific ability and creativity. So we should identify, there is a scope, there should be a scope that we should identify such creativity or inherent talent, and prosper it. Then learning to learn and the willingness to unlearn and the relearn as means of responding to new situation in a flexible and creative manner. Learning to learn and the willingness to unlearn and relearn as means of responding to new situation in a flexible and creative manner. Following these aims, National Curriculum Framework 2005 has a red domain of learning. These subjects are there in our school, should be there in our school curriculum. They suggest language, mathematics, science, social science, art education, physical and health education, work education, education for peace. Many subjects are designed, many subjects should be there for the development of human potential. So uh, subject every subject matter has certain issues and importance. Suppose language. It speaks of importance of recognition, the inbuilt linguistic potential. Language develop linguistic potential of children. So different subjects has different importance. And for a all-round personality, for the development of all-round personality, we should teach the essence of all subject matter. Science developed the scientific bent of mind and the interest towards experimentation and observation. So all subject has its own importance. So education to be fundamental for economic, social and personal development of every child. Hence, the role school plays an important role ensuring that children having education in all these domains grow into adulthood as self-reliant, resourceful, healthy and peace-oriented beings. So here we should understand that education, we should teach those subjects because we have to uh, make them self-reliant, self-sufficient, resourceful, healthy and peaceful, peace-oriented, so that we teach the above subject, so that uh, they will develop as a complete human being. NCF for school education 2000 had also recognized those subjects, classified these subjects, and for primary, pre-primary stage, which subjects should be undertaken. For upper primary and secondary stage, which subject has been undertaken, it is given by NCF 2000 and 2005. Then issues concerning integrated curriculum. Integrated discipline, integrated curriculum. What is integrated curriculum? The curriculum which provide knowledge of different subject. National Curriculum Framework for School Education 2000 given importance to integrated curriculum, as it stated that imaginative and discrete planning for appropriate learning experience makes it possible for the curriculum objective to be realized. So for the we have discussed earlier that we have different objectives of education, or to realize the objectives of education or to realize the objectives of curriculum, we should incorporate various subjects and teach various important or develop uh, many aspects of human personality, so that we should that's why we plan for an integrated curriculum. We plan activities and teaching learning strategies facilitates these experience which ought to make an integrated whole. And diverse curricular concern of local, national and international concern. Integrated curriculum not only provide various learning experiences to the individual, but also provide knowledge of local, national and international concern. We must know our local knowledge, in national and international knowledge of national and international concern, and also for leading a better life. There are we have discussed yesterday that there are subject specific areas. They said that for leading besides core discipline. We must have specific subject areas which are very much there in our day-to-life situation, and they teach us for the effective management of our life. So there are many subjects are there which are important for the students development. We have a different type of education, literacy, family system, consumer education, environmental education, population education, human right education, peace education, life skills. There are so many areas are there, and the best approach would be to integrate these ideas and concepts. We should integrate these areas. There are broad areas of knowledge. Knowledge is not a not specific. Knowledge is very broad, and we will try to incorporate as much as possible. Uh, uh, we can we will try to incorporate knowledge as much as possible in our school curriculum, so that at the foundation level student should develop uh, a type of life skill that after going outside of the school, how to maintain their life besides the core subject, besides their disciplinary knowledge. They should able to face their lives outside the classroom. Then sometimes we have curriculum which are interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary in nature. We have discussed yesterday. There is another approach known by the name transdisciplinary integration. So transdisciplinary integration means we should incorporate the essence of all subjects in one subject. We realize that these are from different, we can realize that the essence is from different subject, but we learn it in one subject. Suppose in language we learn history, we learn mathematics. So there are the essence of a student learn many type of knowledge in one concept or in one subject matter. Then curricular material. Curricular material is otherwise known as teaching learning material. Teaching learning materials may be textbook, workbook, laboratory manuals, uh, secondary reading materials, reference books, or teacher made teaching learning material. Those are pictures, maps, etc. Globes. Curricular material also provide learning indicators and exercises for assessment for learning attainment. Three things is important in our education system. First is our objective, second is our teaching learning process, then assessment. Everything we will do for the achievement of the students, or the everything we do for the better learning attainment of the students. So if we learn a curricular material, it is it can be if it will used by the teacher, it will help in the effective learning attainment of the children. There are different type of curricular materials. They are also called instructional material, and they are of two types. One is prescribed and another is accompanying material. Two types of instructional material are there. One is prescribed and another is accompanying material. Prescribed materials are those textbooks, workbook, and laboratory manuals are under first category, prescribed, and the accompanying materials are reference books, supplementary materials, dictionaries, atlases, do-it-yourself practice manuals. These are under accompanying materials. The first category, curricular material. It caters to the multiple learning needs of the teacher and students. It is a chat box. Can you see this? It is a chat box. All of us, whether you see this chat box or not, please reply.
No, ma'am.
First category, whether you see the PDF, whether you see the PDF or not.
Your
No,
PowerPoint
madam.
is not properly visible.
Sir, this is not PowerPoint. This is the PDF, and I've only marked the important concept, important
But
point.
that is not projected. It is shown in a small caption, but it is not shown in the main screen.
Okay.
Just show it, just click it so that it will be projected and people will be able to see the chart, etc. Whatever you want to speak, whatever you want to project.
So this is just a PDF, and I'll share it. I have shared it, but if it is whether it is visible now.
Dear students, is it visible to all of you?
No, madam. No, sir.
It is not visible.
The picture of the madam is visible in the full screen.
Hello.
You have shared, but
I have shared it.
there is a red item which is
Yes, ma'am.
just click that red item. It is crossed in the presentation. In the presentation, there is a red icon which is showing. Just click it so that it will be projected.
Yes, sir. No, sir. There is no red icon here.
Just do it once again. It will be projected. No problem.
Whether whether it is
No,
visible.
no.
Is it visible now?
You are presenting. The caption is coming. Prabina Behra is presenting, but the item is not
Yes,
showing.
sir.
Yes, it is visible now. It is
Okay.
visible now. You can go ahead.
Okay. So while the curricular materials are of two categories. First categories are
Prescribed material.
instructional material prescribed. Then second one is accompanying material that we have discussed. And now whether the chat box is visible or not. First category.
Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
Visible. So I have just to point out the characteristics of first category curricular material. It is transactional in nature. That is our textbook material, which are very much interacted by the interacted in the teaching learning process by the teacher. It is transactional in nature, number of period allotted, and it has a fixed time limit, specific time limit, and it considers the pace of learning. It proceeds as per the speed of the learning of the learner, and it adheres core values of nation while prescribing the subject matter of any syllabus. We have values of nation that are enshrined in our constitution. So this is the characteristics of first category curricular material, which is prescribed. Then the reference material, which is accompanying material, supplementary books, etc. They are enrichment material, and there is a limitation of constructivist and liberal education. For constructivism and for constructive knowledge, for knowledge construction, or for liberal education, it damaging the constructive and damaging the principle of constructivism and liberalism, the prescribed material. And the second category material is learning enrichment material. They are not prescribed, they are accompanied material. At the left side there is a chat box. Second category material, these are learning enrichment material. They are also called reference material. So we can use these enrichment material or reference material beyond the classroom. As NCF 2005 states, there is a triangular relationship between high-speed classroom teaching, heavy homework, and private tuition. So there is, in this case, there is a major role of this enrichment material or supplementary materials to tackle with the heavy workload of school, tuition, and homework or classroom teaching. We need prescribed or reference material. If textbook writer focus on elaboration of it is a demerit of textbook that if every concept has been elaborated, then the textbook will be a bulky one. So for exercising and encouraging reflective thinking, we need supplementary material. And these two categories of curricular material, prescribed and supplementary material, they are complementary to each other. It support reference material support the prescribed material. Prescribed materials are textbook, workbook, and laboratory manuals. Then importance of curricular materials in school education. If we use curricular material in school education, so what are the importance of curricular material? Curricular material, as we have discussed earlier, that it provides direction to the school system, or it provides direction to the whole aspect of education. So the question like what to teach, how to teach, and what must and how much children should learn, the answer is given by the curricular material. We find suitable answer because we find suitable answer in textbooks. So because textbooks are designed considering the age group and the subject matter, subject concern. In many ways, textbook also make it possible for children from different social and economic background. So this is very significant from an Indian perspective. Curriculum is also significant for Indian perspective because number of people live in villages. They have their own culture. They have their own social economic background. So what should be teach in the curriculum? It is designed by the curriculum framework. There is a brief description of different curricular material, prescribed curricular material, textbook. That textbooks are often designed for self-learning materials also. There are different merits and demerits of prescribed learning material. Textbook also has different merits and demerits. There are certain points which describe the merits of textbooks, also the demerits. Textbooks also serve as important instrument through which students' learning achievement are measured. But the demerit is it is a syndrome of rote learning. It prevents creative learning. It forecloses the option of taking to reflective teaching. That means it prevents the reflective teaching, because what there in the textbook, the teacher only teach that content matter only. When we follow the reference material, it will help in reflective teaching, and it also help the students for reflective practice. Then workbooks are there in the prescribed curricular material. Workbooks provide student opportunity to go beyond textbook and engage with tasks that require understanding, knowledge, and skill. Different workbooks are designed for primary and upper primary classes, which are essential for the learner. It develops their understanding, knowledge, and skill, while um, um, workbooks provide the opportunity to develop their understanding, knowledge, and skill. If they have that type of knowledge, uh, they can complete the activities of the workbooks. And it also helps the student to gain confidence in their ability to go for creative writing, self-articulation on issues on particular interest. These are the importance of workbooks, and it also help in construction of knowledge. When a student practicing the workbook, it also help for their knowledge construction. They can by knowing by doing the workbook activity by themselves, they can develop their understanding power and develop their thinking ability also. Textbooks. Then dictionaries. These are supplementary materials. Not only provide meaning for words, but they also enlighten students. There are different type of dictionaries. Subject specific dictionaries are also there. They develop they also provide the meaning of many words and their origin, uses, pronunciation, etc. Many advanced dictionaries are there which helps the learner for the development of language and their uses. Then likewise atlases are there, supplementary books are there, they helps in doing projects and activities. Supplementary books, reference books, libraries are there, they are also curricular materials. Teacher made materials are there, like charts, graphs, tables, timelines, tools of assessment like criterion reference, competency based questions. They are all designed by the teacher for the effective classroom interaction. Curricular material is there to make our teaching learning process effective. By the use of curricular material, the teachers can engage their students effectively in the classroom. Now we discuss implication of curricular divisions for learner-centered pedagogy. Now we are switching over to learner-centered pedagogy. Before we have teacher-centered curricular approach, but nowadays, as per National Curriculum Framework 2005 said that we should give emphasis to the students and their knowledge construction. So the paradigm now has been shifted to teacher center, to learner center, to learning center. Now learning is very much important. Not teacher, not learner, but learning is very much important, because learning is that which make their learning meaningful, which realize the learner how to use that learning concept at different stages in the adverse situation. So learning is very much important now. Here learner centered pedagogy is given. That simply prescribing a syllabus or a course of study in any subject area by itself will not achieve the desired learning outcomes unless it is backed by learner-centric method. So simply designing curriculum and syllabus, it is not enough. We should design the methods, methodology, strategies, and other aspects of teaching learning session, including assessment. So to reach at the learning outcome, reach at our goal, at our aims or objective, we must modify our total aspects of education system. If we are adapting learner-centered approach, learner-centered pedagogy, then we must design our methodology, the process of teaching learning process, curricular material, what will be the curricular material, we also design that. We also make a different innovative strategy to make our teaching learning process effective and interactive also, whether classroom or outside of it, whether inside the classroom and outside the classroom. Classroom should be interactive. Learning is very much important. So we should design the class inside the classroom, or we should design the learning assignment inside the classroom and outside the classroom also. So understanding is important. When we are interacting one subject matter with the students, we should give emphasis to the understanding of the subject matter, so that if they will develop understanding of the subject matter, then they will construct their own knowledge. Our conclusion is construction of knowledge, multiple interpretation of the concept. They can understand it, interpret it, and conclude it for the knowledge construction. Why knowledge construction? Because if we construct our own knowledge, we know that what is that knowledge and how is that knowledge. We know what is that knowledge, and if we know how that knowledge and how we'll apply it in the day-to-day life situation or in the adverse situation, that is the meaningful learning, we can say. In this segment, we will discuss about such processes of teaching learning at some length and such. So, focus is the dividing the curriculum into subject-specific domain to facilitate learner-centered teaching learning practices. We can we want to give all type of knowledge to our learner, but what type of knowledge and how to give that knowledge to our learner is decided by the curriculum and teacher. Pedagogy, we all know that this is a science or art of teaching. Teaching is a science and teaching also an art. So it has a great important relationship to the school education, and it is very necessary to achieve our objective, achieve our learning outcomes. And we know that pedagogical analysis, that is while teaching, we analyze the content pedagogically, analyze the different subject matter pedagogically. That means the content, we analyze the content, also we can analyze the methodology. So here what is learner centered? So to recognize the child as a natural learner, the knowledge as the outcome of the child's own activity. Here NCF 2005 showed that child-centered pedagogy means giving primacy to children's experience their voices and their active participation. Child experience
Your
that age
internet
group,
connection is
the
poor,
experience they
therefore
have
voice is
gained
breaking
at a
in between.
particular stage, their voice, their interest, and their participation is very much important for a child-centered pedagogy. And we must focus on socialization of children and on the receptive feature of children's learning, socialization. And here also,
Dr.
there
Behra, are you
in
listening to
making
me?
the learning should be
Dr. Behra, are you listening to me?
learning meaningful. Should provided in such a we should make a world wage.
Dr. Behra, are you listening to
That
me?
learning. Okay, sir.
Are your internet connection is very poor, therefore your voice is breaking. We are not able to hear you properly. In between words, there is breaking of this thing. Hello.
Centered pedagogy.
Hello. your due to your connection problem, the voice was breaking. Therefore, your presentation was not very clear. Okay.
Yes, sir. Am I
Okay.
audible now?
Yeah, you are very much audible, but since time is very short, you just briefly touch upon and
Okay.
proceed. There are 2 more units left to be covered within the span of maybe 40 minutes or something. Okay, so please just touch upon and explain.
Okay, sir.
Okay, try to cover up the remaining portion
Yes,
of the
sir.
block.
So, while designing child-centered pedagogy, we should emphasize on children's voice and experiences. Then child-centered curriculum, which informs accordingly the design of textbook, teaching strategy, annual academic and activity calendar of the school, also student assessment strategy. So child-centered pedagogy, while designing child-centered pedagogy, we should also design the curriculum. Accordingly, we design the textbook also designed for the children for their interest and taking into consideration their interest, and for the it should be interactive, activity based. Teaching strategy should be made for that. So everything will be designed for the for emphasizing child centered curriculum. So merits and demerits of learner centered pedagogy. So it realizes innate potential. Here there are certain point which describe that such approach are difficult to meet in an evolved. This is the there are some points of merits and demerits of child-centered pedagogy, that a student population is too large. These are the demerits of child-centered pedagogy. Teachers are not adequately trained. Physical as well as curricular resources are unavailable somehow. Teachers are engaged more with managerial or other responsibility are giving to the teaching faculties. The system of school management are more administratively attuned than academically oriented. So these are the demerits of we know there are uh, very much merits point of child centered approach, but there are also demerits. These are the demerits. So now, okay, so in short, child centered, we should follow child centered approach, but with some modification. And if we follow child centered pedagogy, then we must modify many aspects of our school curriculum, textbook, etc. Now unit will discuss unit 5, organizing subjects in school curriculum. Organizing subjects in school curriculum. Basis of organizing subjects in school curriculum. what are the base of organizing school curriculum? These are the bases. We should first realize our goals of education, goals of our country. So curriculum should be flexible, and uh, here to realize the goal of institution like NCRT, SI, State Textbook Board, or SCRT, they have realized the goal of government and design the curriculum. And while discussing the base of curriculum, um, we should look back to the 60s. Beginning with the 60s, it is we have 10+2 system in the year 1975. So day by day or gradually our curriculum is redesigned or reframed as per our need of the nation and need of the uh, students. So while designing our school curriculum also, or education system also, our country refer to the other education system of other countries. So here NCRT to make school education more relevant to changing times and also ensure equity and excellence, also emphasize on minimum level of learning. Gradually, our education system changed here to change to teacher centered approach to learner centered approach. So in this then our NCF also emphasize on the um, uh, providing real world experience to the children. Then school subjects, language, social science, science and mathematics. There are different school subjects are there from starting from to primary level to secondary and senior secondary level. So curriculum framework of 1975 categorize subject for teaching learning stage wise. Different curriculum framework, different commission told about the system of education. 1975 curriculum framework said these are the different subject areas for primary stage: mathematics, environmental studies. These are in this PDF. Then upper primary stage from class 6 to 8, it provided enhanced learning by making additional provision for a second language alongside first language. Two language curriculum is there at the primary level. And also environmental studies, work education, art education, physical education are also there. At the secondary stage, including those subject, we have third language at the secondary level. Curriculum framework 88 also suggest a different curriculum framework. So different curriculum framework suggest their own guidelines for curriculum. Likewise, early childhood care education, CEC, accordingly first 2 years of education is known as early childhood education. It is known as early childhood care education. Secondly, it termed first 8 years of education, preschool education, then 8 years of primary education. So technology, similarly, games and sports, yoga, NCC gradually incorporated in our school education system. Humanity, social science, along with humanity, social science, science, mathematics, uh, at the senior secondary level, we make choice of subject. There are academic stream, vocational stream. The scheme of studies in each case was to have foundation courses and elective courses. There are many division of subjects according to different curriculum framework. NCF 2005 recommended framing of syllabi at elementary, secondary and higher secondary level, included language, three languages are there. At the secondary level, language with language, then mathematics, environmental studies, science, social science, which subject are to be taught in which class. There is a detailed description on the paper. Basis for organizing school subject. So we have now 10 plus 2 plus 3 system of education as per the NP National Policy of Education 1986. 2000 curriculum framework emphasizing on establishing uniformity of structure of school education, and it offers the subject which have relevance to the spectrum of school education, relevance to the society and students, broad-based general education to the learner up to the end of secondary stage, to help them provide lifelong education, provide life skill, intelligence quotient, emotional quotient and spiritual quotient. These are important aspect of school education. Also, it linked to social expectations. For example, mathematics. There are importance of different subject for its incorporation. Why we incorporate these subject in our syllabus? For example, mathematics is to develop the reasoning and grasping of subject at every stage. It develop reasoning ability, thinking ability. Likewise, each and every subject has its own importance in the different stage, in different stage. Then appropriateness of subject in curriculum at different stage. We have different subject at different level. So at each stages, learner has different ability to learn. Considering the ability of learning, the curriculum framework design the subject area in different level. Stages of school education, they are primary, upper primary, secondary and higher secondary level. Here there are here it is given that there are 4 broad stages of education at the school level. Early childhood care and education, elementary education, secondary education, and higher secondary education. And each stages of education, there is a scheme of study and assessment, on the designed on the basis of general aim of education. We have a scheme of study in every level of uh, teaching, every level of education, and it is organized on the basis of general aim of education, developmental stages of the children, nature of knowledge in general and curricular subject areas in particular, and socio-political context of children. So incorporation of subject has its own basis, and by which we select those subject in different stages, then making selection of content in different subject areas and designing the syllabus. While designing syllabus and selecting the content, how to select content for different age group and different grade level. So syllabus mean a list of content, but it means, but it is something more like that. It has a connection between important terminology or important concept. It provides uh, um, a integrated development of personality, development of integrated personality. So at that point we should consider what objectives are going to be achieved while designing syllabus for a particular grade, which what are the approach we should follow. So different school subjects has its own approaches. There is an example of history here, uh, which content is which content should be added in which stage, what should be in the history syllabus, what are the objectives of devising a syllabus in history. We should consider the objective of the education, and uh, what should be introduced in newly introduced in each stage of education. We should consider that. So now we discuss addressing the need of students, teachers, and evaluator in the formulation of school subject and their transaction. There are need of while transacting curriculum, there is a need of student, or while designing the curriculum, we should take into consideration the need of the students, need of the teacher, and need of the evaluator in the formulation of uh, school subject. Teaching learning of subject. Why? To acquire knowledge for effective communication. There are different subjects, and different subjects we design different subjects because of different aims and objectives. Our if we proceed as per the objectives of education, as per language, for example, language, uh, we incorporate or include language in the school subject because not only for acquiring knowledge but also for effective communication. Objectives of teaching language include the competency. There are four language skill. The objectives is to teach four language skill to the learner, along with grammar, vocabulary, literature of different society, like language. Mathematics has also its own merits and objectives. It is developed, it is designed to think and reason It develops thinking ability and reasoning ability, logical thinking ability. It handle abstraction. There are so many merits of mathematics subject. All such subjects has its own objectives and develop uh, different type of ability within the students. And the main thing is that to the objective of incorporating many subjects in school curriculum um, is the development of thinking ability, various type of thinking ability within the students. So it will develop a holistic characteristics, holistic personality uh, of the students. Different needs of different stakeholders.
Okay, madam, madam, let us do one thing. You see, if we,
Yes, sir.
touch upon every aspect, it is not possible to cover. Now switch over to the next block. Now the needs, etc. Our students will be able to cover by themselves, because
Yes, sir.
everybody knows about the needs of the learners, needs of teachers, needs of evaluators, and needs of other stakeholders. So no need of
Yes, sir.
elaboration. Let us switch over to the next unit, that is unit 6. Okay. They
Yes,
will
sir.
take care of themselves. Everything is there. So touch upon the important things of unit 6. Now time is very short.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So unit 6 is basically making subject choices and broad structure of school education. The broad structure of school education, as we have followed 10 plus 2 plus 3 pattern, we have a diagram in the material which describe very briefly about the whole uh, school system from the pre-primary level to the higher secondary level. So we know that first 2 year is the pre-primary, and next 8 years at the primary level, then 2 years of secondary level, and higher secondary level 2 years, and 3 years of university course, degree courses. The choice of streams. So there are diagrams which describe very briefly about all such things. We'll now discuss the factors determining the learner's choice of streams and subject. What factors make the learner uh, for to choose different subjects and stream at the higher secondary level, because basically we choose different subject at the senior secondary or the +2 level. So because 10 year of schooling is compulsory, and the factor which are very much affect for the selection of different subjects are learner and school related factors. Learner related factors, these are interest and aptitude, because the learner select the subject as per his interest and aptitude, and for that past performance may not be the right platform for the selection of future subjects or then school related factors are there. There is availability of streams, availability of subjects, whether subjects are available in the school or colleges or not, whether the teachers are available or not, resources are available or not. So there are many factors related to teachers category. Then discipline and subject related factors. There are many factors which affect the selection of courses, we have a diagram of different subjects. Then employability and career also one of the important factor, because we choose that subject which help us for earning or for making a good career. Familiar factor also important, because by the compulsion of forcefully by the interest of our parents also, we choose many students choose their subjects. So these are the social and cultural factors also. uh, if society demands that science is the good subject, then it compels the student to choose science as their subject. They choose science subject. Then policy related factors, policy are also policy related factors. Our recommendation, different educational policy also plays an important role in choosing different subjects at the senior secondary level. Here there is a diagram on second different education commission, starting from secondary education commission to there are different education commission, and the list of subjects are there, and how to select subject as per the policy framework. Students also select that type of subject by themselves as per the policy and recommendation of different education commission. So these are the factors. There are social cultural factors are there, familiar factors are there, students interest and aptitude plays an important role for the selection of subjects are there. There are different factors which plays an important role for the selection of subjects. And I think this is all about this unit, factors influencing selection of subject. This is the last unit, and I think we have completed.
Yeah, actually, there are 2-3 things I would like to add here.
Yes, sir.
Normally, selection of stream and selection of subjects. So these two are very important. You see, normally in the schools, students select students normally in the secondary level or in the higher secondary level. They select a subject based on 3 important factors, like parental influence. Then
Yes, sir.
my friends are taking this particular stream, therefore I should also take this stream, just like that. And
Yes.
sometimes the teachers advise wrongly. Some teachers say, no, you just take this subject, it is better, it can give you, or it can help you in building your good career, something like that. So many factors are there, and the learner should be very much careful about choosing a particular stream.
Yes.
Suppose a student is not good at mathematics. If we advise him to join science stream, that means he'll not be successful.
Yes, sir.
Not be successful. Therefore, it is the duty of,
Aptitude is there.
yeah, it is the duty of the teacher to make him aware. That means in which area he is strong. In which area he is strong. If he is strong in literature, the teacher should advise him to take up literature as his honors or as one of the subject of study, isn't it? We're talking about the stream. Accordingly, the teacher should advise him.
Advice, sir.
Then
Yes.
coming to selection of subjects, suppose a student has chosen science stream, then what subjects to choose? That also requires a lot of precaution, lots of effort on the part of teacher, on the part of parents, and on the part of the entire stakeholders. So the teacher should be properly guided. Therefore, in many institutions, they have developed a small counseling room. That means, the students, those who are in the crossroads, those who are not able to make decisions as to what to do, they are called to the counseling room and they are properly counseled. First of all, their ability level is understood, their ability level is diagnosed, and then accordingly proper advice or counseling is given so that the learner's instinct is properly channelized. Okay, so these two things are very important. And another most important factor in selecting a particular stream is your employment and career opportunities. You see, normally, for example, our students, B.Ed students, why they have opted for B.Ed? Because they have thought that after completing B.Ed, they will be employed somewhere, either in a public school or in a government
As a
school,
teacher.
isn't it? So that expectation is there, that career opportunity is there, therefore they have joined. And many of the B.Ed learners may not be having teaching aptitude, but keeping in view the employment opportunity, they have joined. Similarly, in engineering streams, you'll find many engineers, those who do not have engineering aptitude, but they have joined because of influence of others, maybe parental influence, or maybe influenced by peer group, or maybe influenced by the community, isn't it? They have joined. And but today morning also I was giving example, Three Idiots, film Three Idiots is the boring example.
Yes, yes.
Isn't it? If you
Yes,
just
sir.
see that film, that will teach you the complete lesson about how to choose a career. So these are the factors. Sometimes the cultural influence is there. Cultural influence. Suppose infrastructure is also one of the major factor. So the science stream is there, but there is no science. There is no proper science laboratories, physics laboratory, chemistry laboratories, or life science laboratories. Then that will definitely affect, isn't it? Though the student has interest to learn science, he will not be able to join, or his interest level will go down. So these are some of the hidden factors which that play a very crucial role in selecting a particular stream and selecting a particular subject. So this is all about your unit 6 of block 2. Now, should we take questions from the students, and then I will conclude. I have some points to make, but I will make at the end. But let us take questions. Let us take questions. Rosalind is asking, what are the 4 faculties of human mind? Was that taught here in this particular class? 4 faculties of human mind. Anyway, if you know, please respond.
Faculties of human mind is there in this PDF. That we have different faculties of human mind. If you know factor theory of intelligence, we have mental faculties such as memory, reasoning, thinking. These are the different faculties of mind which help us to understand different concepts and which help us in the concept formation.
Yes.
Or information processing.
Yes, yes. Then what is integrated curriculum? This is asked by Virupaksha Panda. What is integrated curriculum?
What is integrated curriculum? What is integrated curriculum?
Yes.
It is
Please.
When we incorporate many aspects in our curriculum, that is integrated curriculum. Not only the curricular aspect, but also we incorporate or we include our culture, economy, our societal aspects in the curriculum, and we integrate the knowledge of various disciplines.
That is our NCF 2005 has prescribed integrated curriculum. You see, earlier what happened? You're talking about NCF 1975. That prescribed only language, then science, social science, and mathematics, isn't it? Now, many more things have been included there, like your work education, peace education, value education, health education, isn't it? art and craft education. So all these things have been prescribed. That means all these things have been integrated there in the curriculum. So this is called integrated curriculum. When many things are integrated and curriculum transactions take place, that is called curriculum, integrated curriculum.
Yes, considering the today's situation specifically, how we
Okay.
lead our life effectively.
Okay.
Therefore, they are thinking about integrated curriculum, which will help us to maintain a good life, effective life.
Okay. Any other question? Students, you can ask question also directly coming online. While asking question, you unmute your microphone and straight away ask question. Okay, till we get a question, let me speak a few words about today's presentation. You have spoken about syllabus and curriculum, and just now we have discussed integrated curriculum. Syllabus and curriculum are true, they're interlinked. You have rightly said curriculum has included whole lot of things which are normally transacted in the school curriculum or in the curriculum of higher education institution. Curriculum is the combination of your curricular, co-curricular, extracurricular and other activities. When you talk of syllabus, we say history syllabus. When we talk of political science syllabus or mathematics syllabus, syllabus is specific, but curriculum is a general thing which includes all these aspects. Because you must have seen in the school, we say school curriculum. We do not say curriculum for mathematics or curriculum for history. We say school curriculum. That means curriculum at the primary school level. All the activities which are supposed to be organized are included there in the curriculum. So that is school curriculum. So our students will understand in that perspective. Okay. Then you see, you talked about materials. So many curricular materials, then accompanying materials, supplementary materials, then teacher made materials. So these are very important. You see, study material or the curricular materials are nothing but the materials which the curriculum prescribes, isn't it? The materials which are prescribed by the curriculum are curricular materials. For example, your textbook, or maybe your workbook, isn't it? These are all curricular materials. Your globes, charts, all these things are curricular materials. But when you are referring to a key book is a accompanying material. Key book or some reference books are accompanying materials, isn't it? Then there are so many supplementary materials available, which normally the present day teachers prescribe. What are those supplementary materials? For example, web resources. There are many materials which are available in the websites of various institutions. There are whole chunk of materials available in Swayam or Swayam Prava, or in case of in e-Gyan Course, plenty of materials are available. So these are all supplementary materials which can be referred by the potential learners. And most important thing is teacher made materials. When the teachers prepares different models, different charts, or different other things in order to supplement his or her teaching in the classroom, or in order to make his or her teaching properly understood by the learners, they are all teacher made materials. So materials are very important, and here, since our learners are distant learners, they should also understand the self-learning materials. The textbook and the self-learning materials are totally different. The textbooks are written in a plain form, and self-learning materials are written using instructional technology or program learning technology. Okay, and therefore, if you open a chapter in the your B.Ed study material, you'll find objectives are given. Then so many the structure will come. That means different structure of the presentation. Then content after content, presentation will be there, and between contents you will come across self-check exercises. That means you have to answer the questions which are
There is a summary.
inbuilt there in the study material, isn't it?
Summary is there.
Summary is
also
there.
present.
Let us sum up is there. Then all explanations are there. Explanations to all the difficult points will be there at the end. Then self-check exercise is there, isn't it? So
These
all
are also psychologically planned and psychologically designed.
it is self-learning material.
Yes.
And the basic premise is that the learner will be able to understand by himself or
By them.
herself if this particular study center is read by him or her. But
Yes.
in the plain text, that is not there. Plain text is written in the form of introduction, body of the presentation, and conclusion or ending. So using these three forms, plain textbooks are normally prepared by the writers. So that is the difference, and our teachers, our students must understand the basic difference. And you spoke about the needs of learners, evaluators, teachers, and other stakeholders. This is also very important while framing the curriculum or while transacting, not framing. Curriculum framers are different, but we, the teachers, are curriculum implementers. We implement the curriculum in the school level. So while implementing, we have to take care of what? We have to take care of the needs of the learners. Or what are the various needs of the learners as far as this particular curriculum is concerned or the subject is concerned? Then needs of the teachers. Teachers have also enormous needs, isn't it? So those needs should also be taken into account. Then evaluators. Evaluation is an integral part of any curriculum or any teaching learning activity. So evaluation, what are the needs of the evaluators and evaluators of other stakeholders, needs of the other stakeholders like your governing body, for example, or in case of the government school, your primary education department or department of primary education or government, say for example, or your village education committee, isn't it? The expectations or the needs of the committee members. So needs of all these stakeholders should be taken into account while transacting the curriculum or in the field level. Okay. And another important aspect was deliberated upon, since it is of relevance, I must tell you, attitudinal change. You are coming across varieties of learners in the classroom. A learner is coming to the classroom with a happy face. Some learners are coming with a very sad face. Some learners are coming with a very angry mood. Some learners are coming to quarrel, isn't it? So you are coming across learners of different attitude. Okay. And as a teacher, you have to deal with each and every kind of learner in the classroom. How do you do that? How do you do? You have to be very patient. You have to be very patient and try to understand the psychology of each and every child, isn't it? Sometimes, we are facing that situation in the regional center. When I'm sitting in my chamber, somebody comes with a very quarreling face, with a very quarreling mood. Sir, I have not got the study material, and he's so bad that even after 6 months of my joining, I have not got the materials. So these, that, so many things. So I listen to them very carefully. Just I offer them a seat, I offer them a glass of water, then I try to convince them. And while they go back, I read from their face that they go with a happy note. That means the attitude with which they entered into my chamber, that is completely changed. So that kind of thing we must have to inculcate in ourselves. You see, changing, we should have the ability to change the attitude of the learners. Every learner is potential, and it is already spoken that individual differences are bound to remain, and we have to be very careful and cautious and see that the attitudes of all the learners, the negative attitudes. I'm not saying that you should change the positive attitude. You should always take care of the negative attitudes. You just try to change the negative attitude into positive, isn't it? For example, now it is a corona situation. Now government is saying this corona has come with lots of possibilities. Now we have to change the difficulty caused by this coronavirus into opportunity. isn't it?
Yes,
Now
yes.
people are discussing about it. What opportunities that we have to invent and innovate. Okay, so everything. Yes, exactly.
We have to live with Corona.
We have to live with
Sir, we
Corona.
have to
Now
live with
people are
Corona.
talking about, you see, everything is having, every difficulty is having or is bringing some opportunity. So we have to explore those opportunities. We have to transform the difficulties into opportunities, the adverse conditions into opportunity. Okay, so our teachers' attitude should be also like that, isn't it? Do not be sadistic. If something happens, if something wrong happens, do not feel very sad. You think how this sadness or this particular situation can be transformed into a pleasurable situation. Okay, how the negative attitude can be transformed into a positive attitude. So that is very much essential on the part of every teacher. And friends, you see, one most important thing is that while transacting the curriculum, we are simply not teaching. We are doing whole lot of activities, because our classroom is just staged. It is just like a drama stage, isn't it? All the learners as well as the teachers are different actors and actresses. Okay, so we perform different roles, and we have to
Yes, sir.
fully understand our own role, what role I am supposed to play. Similarly, every learner should also be made aware what role he or she has to play inside the classroom. If he or she is sitting mute, that is not the exact role which is supposed to be played by a learner. Okay, so we all should be aware of our roles independently and accordingly, perform them inside the classroom in order to make our teaching and learning successful. Then you have also spoken about learner-centered pedagogy. Learner-centered pedagogy is a very nice thing. Let us not think about the negative aspects. It is definitely there is maximum positivity in it, though there is presentation about negative things. Demerits. You spoke about demerits. Let us not discuss about demerits, because there are a number of merits about
Yes,
child-centeredness or learner-centered pedagogy. So we should concentrate more on that, so that not only learners will benefit, but also the system will benefit. And a different culture will be, different trend will be set up. Okay, a new trend will be set up, and it will follow for a pretty long
yes,
time.
yes.
So that is very important. Then another most important thing, I learned today is learning, unlearning, and relearning.
Yes,
Friends, this is very important. You see, as a teacher, you must agree with me. When you enter into the classroom and when you start writing on the blackboard, what do? You first of all clean the blackboard, and then you write something on the blackboard so that it will be visible, isn't it? If something is written there on the blackboard and on the top of it, if you write, then it will not be clearly visible to the
yes,
students.
sir.
It is just like that. Before giving something to the learners, you have to unlearn the negative things. Unlearning is very important, isn't it? It is not that learners know everything, or whatever knowledge the learners have, they are all positive things, or they are full of only positivity. Okay, there may be so many negativity inside the learners. So all those things should be unlearned, isn't it? Every learner first of all diagnose, isn't it? What, and first of all know what they do not know. If what they do not know and what they know. If they know something wrong, then it should be unlearned. That means their mind should be vacated with all these negative things, or whatever negative things are there in their mind, that should be removed or wiped out. Then you pour something positive into their mind, and that will be fruitful. So on learning, for learning, on learning is very essential. And relearning, that means learning again and again. That our law of exercise. You see, if you want to get permanent knowledge, if you want to have permanent impression on a particular subject matter, you have to learn that particular concept again and again, relearn. Okay, so repetition, if it is repeatedly taught or repeatedly learned, there will be permanent impression in your mind. That is normally prescribed by this particular block. It is there in your unit. And you see, the changing system, Madam spoke about National Curriculum Framework 1975. Then she spoke about National Curriculum Framework 2005. And you never know, many things new will come up when the new curriculum framework will be prepared by the experts of our country. So time is changing very fast, isn't it? And you must have fully understood we are the agent of change, isn't it? We are the element of also change. And we should also keep ourselves changing. If we become static, if time is changing and we do not change, then what will happen? There will be imbalance. There will be imbalance.
So
So
there is a saying that to make changes, we should feel change. First,
exactly,
we should.
exactly. We should always try to keep pace with the changing time. We have to keep pace with the changing time. Then only we'll be able to not only develop ourselves but also we'll be able to help others to develop. Okay, so change is the law of nature. It is a constant flow. And as a teacher, we must have to accept the change. You see, when I was a postgraduate student, mobile phone was a daydream. We had never thought of a mobile telephone. We had not seen even the color photographs. That has become very common nowadays. Black and white photographs were there, and that was very costly, very expensive. Okay, and television sets were not there. But now even the sophisticated television sets have become redundant. Now people are thinking something more, isn't it? And everybody is having a sophisticated mobile telephone with which you are watching this online classroom today. Many students must be watching online classroom. So these are the changes coming. And in our educational spectrum also, so many changes are coming. Now you see, friends, have you ever thought of YouTube? You see all the recordings of all these video programs that is organized by Indira Gandhi National Open University are now uploaded in the YouTube. That means if you missed today's class, you can go to YouTube and listen to the lectures given by the experts. Okay, have you thought of that? So these are the changes. Now there are many sessions which are transmitted through Facebook Live. Our faculties from School of Education Delhi, they are transmitting so many programs through Facebook Live, isn't it? Now we are organizing this classroom through Google Meet. Maybe after some days, some another platform will come and you will be exposed to that platform. So changes are the law of nature, or changes are taking place. Okay, so we have to be an agent of change. We have to accept change. Do not be stubborn, isn't it? Do not be stubborn. Always have a open mind to accept whatever changes are coming in our way in order to facilitate teaching and learning. Okay, because we are in the field of teaching and learning, we have to prepare ourselves accordingly, and we have to prepare our learners also accordingly. Okay, this is all what I intended to speak in this platform. If there is any question, let us see the chat box. If there is any question. There is a question by Chinmaya Dharua. What is construction of knowledge? What is construction of knowledge? You see, what is knowledge construction? Whatever we see, it is a kind of knowledge formation. Constructivist approach normally prescribes that every day we try to think about something new and form knowledge, isn't it? Whatever we see in front of us, isn't it? Suppose you think about a tree and you just form a particular opinion, concept formation, or construct a knowledge about it. Okay. So knowledge construction is a continuous process. Okay. Then there is another question by Bijan Bihari Das. Difficulties faced by learners while selecting school subject. Difficulties, we have spoken about it. While selecting school subjects, sometimes the students face difficulty. What difficulty? Like parental influence, that is a difficulty. Though the learner is interested to learn something, the parents impose something else and he is bound to accept. That is a difficulty. Sometimes the learner is interested to learn science, but there is no science laboratory, no proper science laboratory. As a result, his choice of selecting a particular stream or subject gets affected. So like that, suppose proper teachers are not available, suppose infrastructure is available, and that particular subject is also available, but if the proper teacher is not available, that is also a difficulty. How can we satisfy his thirst of knowledge on that particular subject, isn't it? Because there is acute shortage of staff these days. There are single teacher schools. If the school is there, there may not be a mathematics teacher, good mathematics teacher. Then if the learner is interested to learn mathematics, then what will happen? Teacher is not there. So these are different difficulties or hurdles which are preventing the child in selecting the subject. Okay. So these are small, some of the examples. There are a number of examples you can find out. Number of examples. Then there is another question by Suvendu Mahapatra, whether we will get our books in hard copy format. Why are you asking this question, Suvendu? I have responded to this question several times. You see, you all will be provided with hard copy of the study material, that means printed copy of the study material, once the lockdown is over, once the post offices start working, once the postman goes to your residence and is in a position to deliver the study material. Okay, the packet of study material, it will be definitely given. Why are you worried? Now we are organizing these online classes and we are prescribing soft copy of the study material because it is not possible now to go to the study center for organizing teaching learning activities, nor it is possible on our part to deliver the study materials by post. That is the reason why we are prescribing that you go through the soft copy of the study material. Okay, so please don't worry, we are here to take care of your needs.
Sir,
Any other question?
What is intuition? Sir, what is intuition? In case of social knowledge for the yesterday class, what is the intuition, sir? Kindly say it.
It is already, I think in previous classes, it is already discussed. Intuition means, if something new comes to your mind, isn't it? Sometimes,
Sir.
you are thinking, you are just teaching, and all of a sudden something comes to your mind, which is be useful not only for your teaching and learning, but also for your learners. It will come like a flash.
For example, Archimedes, when he discovered the formula.
Yes.
The formula came to his mind all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, when he was taking bath on his bathtub, when the water got displaced, then immediately thought, eureka, and he started running naked, isn't it?
Okay,
That means
sir.
if a knowledge came in the form of a flashlight, isn't it?
And this is the
Okay.
truth.
That means the law of buoyancy. That is called law of buoyancy, no? The amount of, what is that? The amount of water displaced. What is that? Anyway, that formula is there. That complete formula is there.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Hello. Sir, namaskar.
Namaskar.
My question is, how policy factor is related to choose a subject or a stream?
How policy factor is related to choose a subject?
Yes, sir.
You see, policy is different. Educational policy is prepared by policy makers, not by teachers. Policy makers are the top level, academicians, those who prepare policy for the entire country, isn't it? Suppose new education policy, or policy for primary education, policy for higher, something like that. So policies are different, and choosing a particular subject is different. For choosing
Different.
different subjects, different factors have been enumerated there in your block. And all those factors also I personally highlighted, isn't it? Parental factors, social factors, then school factor, then factors pertaining to the teachers. So all these factors are there, which are really either contributing or affecting choosing a particular subject.
Policy only prescribed the structure.
Structure, yes. Educational policies
From that
are
structure we
preparing
select.
this. True.
From that structure we will select our own specific or suitable subject.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other question by anybody? Because today is the last class of your BES-125. We shall again start with your content-based methodology. Of course, after a gap of maybe 5 to 6 days, again we'll be sending communications to all of you to come online for attending the content-based methodology classes. Okay. But since today is the last class for this BES-125, please ask your questions if there is any. We don't mind sitting here for another 10 minutes. There is a question, Madam, are you there online? There is a question by Lakshmi Priya Mahanta.
Yes, sir.
Lakshmi Priya is asking, which is the best language for children's education? So you see, Lakshmi Priya, it is the answer must be known to you. What is language after all? Language is nothing but the vehicle of communication, isn't it? Language cannot be associated with knowledge. Knowledge is something else and language is something other.
The best language is that the language which your children understand the most.
Yes, there are many talented people, but they do not have proper language to express, isn't it? But and at the same time, there are people who are well conversant with the language. That means they have confidence over a particular language, but they lack in some good qualities. So these two are different. Language normally in our Odisha situation, primary education is taught through mother tongue. Primary education is normally taught through mother tongue, but in public schools the situation is different. No doubt mother tongue is taught, but that is taught as a subject, as only one subject, but all other subjects are taught in English language. So it depends on the school environment, in which school the child is entering. If the child is entering into a government school, government managed school, then it is obviously Odia, isn't it? Then after fifth or something like that, English, not fifth. I think from class third or something like that, in English language is introduced. The three language formula, you must be knowing about it. That means our mother tongue, that is the base language. Then in addition to learning our mother tongue, we have to learn our national language, and we have to be also well conversant with the official language, that is English. So three language formula. Normally, the children are taught these three languages in the school level. Is there any question? No. Okay, friends, let us conclude today's presentation. So it was a nice time for all of us that we could meet in the online platform. Of course, since last so many days, we are always meeting with each other in this online platform, starting from BES-121 to BES-125. So how many classes? Every day 2 classes are organized. So not less than 40, 50 classes have been organized for your B.Ed program. And we have made 2 groups, of course, because 250 was the limitation. Therefore, we had made initially 2 groups, Group A in the morning and Group B in the evening. So we have completed the core courses. Next time, we will be informing you to attend the online classes for content-based methodology. But for your workshop, you need to go to the study center, because uh, it is the opinion of most of the teachers involved in the program study centers that workshop should be invariably organized through face-to-face mode. So how we will organize the workshop, that modality we will decide later, because we have to maintain the social distancing. We have to take care of the other things like sanitization, then sitting arrangement and all those things. So that we will take care in consultation with the programming charges, and send you information as to when this workshop will be conducted, so that all of you go there and do your workshop 1 as well as workshop 2. Of course, workshop 2 is for second year. So we'll be conducting both workshop 1 and workshop 2, one after another. So that will be there till such time. I would sincerely request all of you to read your study material, because soft copy of the study materials have been sent by your by email in your email address. If you have not received the soft copy of the material, please download the study materials from IGNOU's eGyankos. eGyankos is a digital repository of educational resources prepared by IGNOU. Okay, if you go to IGNOU website, you'll find eGyankos. So from eGyankos, all the materials of all the programs offered by Indira Gandhi Open University are available. Please download them and read them. Utilize your leisure time profitably. Don't waste time, because we also want that you should complete your B.Ed in exactly 2 years. Don't procrastinate. Don't delay. Okay, exactly in 2 years, please finish the B.Ed, so that a good career will be waiting for you. Because as far as I personally know, all the learners, those who have completed B.Ed program, are absorbed. Most of them are in government schools. Majority of them are in government schools. So your future is very bright, but you have to be a little bit sincere. So this is what I wanted to say at this particular moment. So thank you very much. If there is anything, madam, if you would like to speak something, or if anybody wants to say, I don't mind sitting for another 2-3 minutes.
Sir, this interactive session is very much fascinating. Thank you, sir, for the talk that you have delivered now. It is very much helpful for us, including me also. I'm also learned many things from your talk that you have delivered.
Very much helpful, because there is no other alternate. There is no other alternative. Yes, these are helpful, no doubt, but there is no other option also available at this particular point of time,
Sir,
because that
lockdown,
corona situation.
sir, this must be a blessing in disguise that uh, we come across with Google Meet. We meet
Yes.
online. We interact with each
Otherwise,
other.
what would have happened? You see, the learners should have been asked to go to the study center in this scorching heat, isn't it? And it is expensive also. They have to go by their personal vehicle or maybe by public transport, spending so much of time and energy. Now everybody is sitting at home and watching this online classroom, and that too very leisurely, isn't it? You need not have to be steady, but if you go to the study center, you cannot be attending classes in a very leisurely manner, isn't it? You have to be tiddy, well dressed, this, that, so many factors you have to take care. But
Yes,
in this platform, in a very relaxed manner, you can watch, and at the same time you can interact also.
yes, sir.
Okay, And you see, learners, I tell you, do not consider yourself as inferior. Absolutely, you are not inferior in any respect. You are also a potential human being. You are also a superior human being, isn't it? There may be many things within yourself which may not be having in me, isn't it? I may not be having that. So you have to just share what you know with me so that I can also learn from you. So it is learning from each other's experiences. So please consider in that perspective, because
Yes.
learning is a vicious circle. It is a open platform. Everybody is equal. It may be a teacher, it may be a student. Teacher-student concept is gone. Now nobody is a teacher, nobody is inferior. Everybody is a teacher and everybody is a learner, isn't it? When somebody,
Yes.
when the learner speak in this platform, that point of time, he is a teacher and we are learners. When we speak, we are teachers, you are learners. So it is like that. So everybody is acting both the roles, teacher as well as learner. So never feel inferior. Always feel that you are an unique and potential individual, and you have innate talent, some talent which is not available in any other individual. So try to expose that talent, try to share and care. The more you share and the more you care for others, it is better, and you can learn in a much better way, because learning is nothing but a caring and sharing activity. Learning is nothing but a caring and sharing activity. So we have to understand this perspective. We have to understand this particular concept. Learning can never take place in isolation. Okay, it involves interventions of different people. If different people attack a particular concept or a particular thing, then new things will come up. So many views will come out. So many solutions will come out, and all those solutions or views are different teaching points.
Sir, as Vygotsky says that learning takes place in inter-psychological plane effectively rather than intra-psychological plane. We
Yes,
must
yes,
learn interactively. We learn effectively by interaction
yes.
in a group.
Okay. So too much input has been given. So we don't want to overburden our learners, isn't
Yes,
it? So whatever negative learning has taken place today, please unlearn them, and please keep in your mind all the good things. Okay, if we have spoken any good things, we do not know whether we have spoken good things or not, but you are the
yes,
best judge. You can judge whether we have really given something to you. So if we have given good things, please keep them in your mind for some time at least, and unlearn whatever negative things which are there in your mind, in order to become a potential individual, potential teacher. So thank you very much, madam. I also
yes,
thank you
sir.
very much for coming online. Okay, so we'll be
Thank you, sir.
meeting again in future in some other
Okay,
occasions. So thank you
okay.
very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam.